Good evening, Dean. Good evening, classmates. Today I will be reporting the case of spouses Mangaron versus Hanna via design and construction. A complaint for damages was filed by spouses Emilio and Erlinda Mangaron against Hanna via design and construction, as well as power supply and equipment parts, and their company driver, Cristino T. Bosque. The spouses invoked the respondent's Hanna vicarious liability for the negligent driving of Bosquet of an Isuzu truck which bumped and dragged their vehicle, Ford Ranger pickup. The collision caused serious physical injuries to the petitioners, who were confined for a whole month at the Davao Doctors Hospital in Davao. Hanna filed a motion for demurrer to evidence and questioned the jurisdiction of the RTC, and contended that the complaint is actually a criminal action for reckless imprudence. Thus, the complaint should have been filed in Davao, where the vehicular incident happened. The RTC maintained jurisdiction of the case, but respondent filed for motion for reconsideration, which was subsequently denied, and filed for certiorari in the Court of Appeals. The Court of Appeals reversed the ruling of the RTC insofar as the denial of respondent's demurrer to evidence. The CA ruled that the case should have been dismissed because the registered owner of the Isuzu truck is Power Supply and not respondent Hanna. So the issue of the case is whether or not there was proper denial of demurrer for evidence by the CA from the RTC. The Supreme Court ruled yes. The CA essentially found that the RTC failed to consider the application of the registered owner rule. With respect to the public and third persons, the registered owner of a motor vehicle is directly and primarily responsible for the consequences of its operation, regardless of who the actual vehicle owner might be. In this case, it is undisputed that the registered owner of the subject vehicle is Power Supply. The registration of the vehicle's ownership is indispensable in determining imputation of liability. Thus, whoever has his or her name on the certificate of registration becomes liable in case of any damage or injury in connection with the operation of such vehicle. However, the application of the registered owner rule does not serve as a shield of the offending vehicle's real owner from any liability. Under the principle of unjust enrichment, the registered owner who shouldered such liability has the right to be indemnified by means of a cross-claim as against the actual employer of the negligent driver. And that ends my report. Thank you and good evening.